it's time to celebrate and focus on your community and get back out there. And I think by forcing yourself to get out there in your community here at the Three of Cups, you're going to find joy. You're going to find your soul tribe. You're going to find a new lease on life. Again, the Ace of Wands can represent that hot new beginning, and that can be anything. So, this isn't really about love, this reading, but there's a lot of, we'll call it deconstructing from bad love. And that can start with our family, and it can carry on throughout our lifetimes until we do the healing work and figure it out. And there is a point in time for a lot of people on their journey where they do figure it out. And then they can receive this great love, this great union. And some of you want that. In fact, I think we're going to leave it on y'all, since we didn't really get to go into the energies of those of you that do want love. And some of you, there is somebody that's right around the corner. We saw that earlier. What can Spirit say to you? The Chariot. Someone is coming in quick for some of you, okay? And some of you are changing locations, and you're headed towards somebody possibly with this new path that you're on. Maybe you don't see it yet, but wherever, if someone is considering relocating, you're moving, or you're tempted by the idea of starting somewhere new, follow that guidance, is what Spirit is saying. Because we're talking about those of you that do want this union, that are ready, that have been doing the healing work, and who have already come out of these situations. By the way, if you are one of those people who have come out of these situations and you feel brave enough and safe enough, which I hope you do here, please leave some wise words in the comments for others who are going through it. I often see, I don't typically read comments on videos because I don't drop, again, into karmic energies. I like to keep my vibe higher because I am a spiritual guide. I can't be mucking it up with a bunch of karmic energies. But the few times that I've felt compelled to leave my own nice comment, I've glimpsed at other people's comments. And this isn't me judging anybody, but there are a lot of people who are not awake in this society who use YouTube like a personal journal, and I understand that there's a reason for that. At one point, I was one of those people who used to try to emotionally regulate by oversharing on a public platform. It's been a very, 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 very long time since I was that person, because I did a lot of work. And no, I'm not proud of it, because first of all, it puts you into a very vulnerable position. Second of all, you don't really understand your unhealed ways until you work on the healing, right? But that's a sign that perhaps talking with a therapist might be good, because you obviously need to be heard and seen. But this is, yes, a sacred environment. So of course, if you want to, but know that this is also a public platform. So anybody can be a part of this conversation. I do monitor everything, and I will delete any scammers, spammers, or bullies without a second thought. So yeah, if you want to share, go for it. But I'm really talking to people who have been through it right now, who can maybe drop some wisdom nuggets. You know what I mean? Like, let's support our community, not look down on them for what they've been through. Remember, to be in a higher vibration, we have to have other perspectives, which the Hangman card here is also about. It's about having higher perspectives. It's about seeing everything. In order to do that, you have to be in a position of peace enough to be able to see things, which means you have to be away from something for a certain amount of time. So those of you that have done the work, and especially those of you that are, I don't know why I'm picking up on relocating. For some of you, you already are thinking about a partner that you're thinking about relocating to be with. I think Spirit is saying go for it. Let me just pull a card on that. Wow, Queen of Wands. Some of you are very excited by this person, are very attracted to the idea of relocating. Some of you, like, this It either represents the person or it represents how you feel thinking about this person. And the Queen of Wands is, again, we talked about that at the beginning with the other group. Interesting. I just made a connection. There's another group here that represent the King of Swords that is actually highly attracted to this Queen of Wands. Two different groups, but your energies are connecting. So I just picked up on that. Huh. Well, kudos to you. I wish you all the best. Spirit's telling you to go for it. And if you're not relocating, it's just about getting out in your community more and finding ways to, like, be happy again. Something that came up recently, some spiritual guidance I received, which I don't mind sharing for others because I like to lead by example. You know, one of the things that has been coming up in my readings is doing something from your childhood that you used to love that brought you a lot of joy, right? And now Spirit's like, Ellie, get off the mountain, like, go be a part of the world again. So I'm like coming off of like a 3 or so year hermit journey on a mountain. So, like, yeah, I'm starting to look in my local community and be like, how can I be a tourist in my own town? And granted, I live even outside of town, so, like, that's a journey. That's a small adventure for myself. So find ways that bring you out of your comfort zone. Trust that Spirit will guide you to the right things. I personally have found at least 3 community events I'm interested in, so we'll see. We'll see. Ellie might be going to town again. Holy schnickers. I don't know what the hell that word was, but I don't know. I feel like a dork now. We're going to leave it there because I feel silly. 9 of Cups. This is personal wish fulfillment. Alright, y'all. Many blessings. Feel free to check out my Astro Highlights and Luna Notes when it comes out in a couple days. Otherwise, I'll catch you on the next quest sometime within the next week. Again, it's a timeless message, so if you're catching it later, thank you, thank you, thank you, and have a great day or night, moment. Bye.